Okay, today we're going to be looking at Skellege Warriors. This should be pretty interesting. This is the deck I've been using recently to play with Skellege. It's pretty strong, it has a decent amount of removal, and there's some points in it. So let's take a look at what we have. We're running the Blood Eagle. Obviously, you're going to be playing Blood Eagle. A lot of the cards in this deck are just kind of set. You don't want to be swapping around most of these cards because they are basically the core of the Warriors. Blood Eagle obviously plays your Warrior out of your deck. Now you can play out the Svanrige with his buff with it without having to have the Bloodthirst, which is nice. Or the Death Blow, rather. And you can hit something, say if you have Bloodthirst 2 things are damaged, you could hit a third unit down with Blood Eagle, and then play your Svanrige, and you'll have the third one for his Bloodthirst, so that's nice. We have the Herald. Obviously, Herald's your not your big finisher, but he's a good for your round 3. He sets up Engine with himself, and he probably plays an Engine from your discard pile as well. That's nice. Very strong. Eist is your big play of Blaze of Glory. I'm pretty sure everyone knows that by now. We're not relying on a discard from Eist, so we're just going for the Blaze of Glory. You could make a deck where you want to discard Greatsword, and then send the Yada from your deck. Not a big fan. There's some synergies with Greatsword, but usually if you're playing Greatsword, you want to play Reckless Flurry, so you can make sure that Greatsword lives and then Megascope it. And we're not going to be doing that here, because we're playing Devotion, because there's several, well, at least a couple of veteran cards. Totem's your best proactive play. You throw it down, and then you click it the next turn for make it 12 points. It's pretty nice. If they kill off one of the guys, it's okay, but usually you want to use it pretty early. Against some decks, you can leave the whatever the things are called, the Fanatics, out. Say against our Skellege deck, and they have Coral, for example, you play this, and then the Coral discard damage will go into them and activate it if they don't have damage. It's pretty good. Squirtle's really strong, especially round 3, does 5 damage. It's amazing for a card. It's pretty good. Well, not amazing. It's pretty good, though. Definitely good. You want him round 3. Round 2, he's not bad either if you need him, but usually you want to save him for round 3 for the 5 damage on that veteran. He's the strongest veteran card in the deck. We have the Vabjorn. Play Raid from your deck. Now here's a couple things we're trying out. You know me, I can't just sit here and play a whole straight meta deck. We're going to play something here. I want to try out Champion's Charge. So Champion's Charge. The reason we're playing Champion's Charge is we have a lot of damage to have the Bloodthirst. I want to know if it's good, because the thing with this deck is you have tall removal from Morkvarg, which I somehow skipped over. We have Morkvarg in here for the tall removal. If it's boosted, I want to try out Champion's Charge. There's 2 things with it. One, it does 5 damage, which is, you don't want to pay 7 provisions to do 5 damage on your special card. But if you need to play it, you can. The other thing is, we're kind of lacking in tall removal that hits non-boosted units. So just something that's really big. Melusine, for example, Spear Tip, Griffin, that kind of stuff. The other thing is, we only have the one Morkvarg, and sometimes you don't get Morkvarg because he's no longer a warrior. So you can't pull him out of your deck with Blood Eagle. You can actually, there's several games where you won't have him, and I like having a backup from the Champion's Charge. And I just want to try it out because it seems like it might be alright. Well, actually, it might be pretty good. So we're going to be trying out Champion's Charge. And then they gave us a couple of revisions. Basically, what you're cutting for this is you're going to cut your Tryggvi. Usually people play Tryggvi. The thing with Tryggvi is he's pretty strong, right? You go round 3, he's a 7. It probably does 5 damage. It's not bad. The thing with him is that most things that get tall that I go up against are boosted, and so that's not that great. He did like 4 or 5 damage. So I want to try out Champion's Charge, and then we have a second tall removal other than Morkvarg. Morkvarg doesn't really remove the thing either. Something to keep in mind. He just damages it back down. So he's not actually tall removal. He's more of a tall punish, I'd say. He doesn't really remove it. So we're playing Champion's Charge over the Tryggvi. They gave us 3 extra provisions, so I tossed in, or 2 extra provisions, so I also added in the Changa Fret here. We had a couple other things here. So then we have the Yada. Obviously you're going to play Yada. Her 1 provision buff's nice. She's only a 7 now. You can pull her off of your Blood Eagle and just play her without the Death Blow effect, which you usually don't want to be doing, but you can if you need to. It's an option. You have your Gird. Gird's fantastic for setting up the Bloodthirsts. You throw him down, he makes the Siren be damaged, then he damages everything else in the row. You can probably get your Bloodthirst set up like that. Very useful. Svanrige we already talked about, plays for 11. It's a strong play with the Bloodthirst. You don't need the Blood Eagle set up anymore. With the Death Blow, you can just play it. It's nice. Herkja, this is one not everyone runs. The reason we're running Herkja is because we're running the Champion's Charge. I like having her for damage. She's actually pretty strong. The access to 3 damage off of her ability is also really useful because Scoia'tael is very popular. And what they like to do is they like to put the Double Whisper in its own row to spawn a bunch of tokens, and she can actually just use her Zeal to kill it, and that's definitely worth it. You kill that off with her order. That's something to keep in mind. It's one of the big reasons I'm including her. The Jenga Fret for the lock, because we're playing Devotion, you can cut him for something else. This and the Champion's Charge are definitely spots you can swap around, for sure. Same thing with the Herkja if you want to. These are the cards you would probably consider changing. Champion's Charge, Herkja, and Jenga Fret. You have 3 cards and 20 provisions there to play with. I just went with this for this, because I wanted to try out Champion's Charge. And I thought Herkja would be good versus the Double Whispers, and setting up our Bloodthirsts. Then we have the War of Clans. I really like War of Clans. Some people don't like War of Clans. It is 6 provisions, but I think it's totally worth it. So I guess we'll talk about this more once we see the bronze cards. The bronze units. We have the 1 Ankh-Crate Raiders. I'd like 2, but the thing is I can't fit 2 with the Jenga Fret here. So you can cut Jenga Fret and then add a Raiders in here. You want to change out this. You want to bump your 4 to an Ankh-Crate Raiders, and you have to cut Jenga Fret for their 5. But the thing with the 5s is there's only a couple that I really like. So I really like Ankh-Crate Raiders. Then if you're adding another one in here, say you want to put another one in, you'd probably pick the Drummond Berserker. And then we have the 2 Gutting Slashes. Gutting Slash is kind of necessary. You could also play for your 5 version card the one, what's it called here? The Stunning Blow? Whatever it is. Yeah, the 1 Stunning Blow you could play as well. That's a good choice too here. Cut Jenga Fret and cut a 4. Put in second Ankh-Crate Raiders and then Stunning Blow. You just don't want to get too much removal because you already have lots of damage cards. So you're kind of vulnerable to no unit decks, but that is what it is. Now we have the Gutting Slash. We said that. We have the Haymage Spear Maiden. I really like Haymage Spear Maiden, and the best reason to include, one of the best reasons to include her is if you are playing War of Clans. So previously, if you're playing War of Clans, what you'd really like in your discard pile was this guy, the Ankh-Crate Warrior. Because you play him from the graveyard, does 3 damage. Your War of Clans does 2 damage, then you play this and it does 3. That's 5 total, or 2 then 3. The 2 then 3 is pretty nice to get around a shield. Used to be people play Queen Adelia on like a Revenant. You could use this to kill it. You'd hit the Revenant shield and hit this and kill the Revenant. Could still be possible, but I don't think people really do that anymore. But now you have the Haymage Spear Maiden. It's a pretty solid choice. She also plays for 6, just like this guy. But she only has 2 damage. The thing is, if you play War of Clans and play her, that's 4 damage. Access to 4 damage is pretty nice. It's similar to, it removes something like Gutting Slash, but also gives you 4 points on the board. Definitely pretty solid. This is a good target. I just would have liked the second one, but there are a lot of warriors to choose from. I liked the engine ones a bit more, so I just included the 1. But I wouldn't blame you if you ran 2. Or you could also run a warrior, but I think it's a little slow now. Still not too bad, though. Now we have the Ankh-Crate Warcrier. He's our engine. Bloodthirst 1, end your turn, boost self by 1. Now he's a 4 provision card. This is much more tolerable and actually pretty good. Because basically you damage something and every turn this guy gets a point. It's pretty easy to have Bloodthirst 1. There's plenty of damage cards in here, as you can see so far. And then we also have the Brockfar Hunter right here following up. The Zeal Order damage unit by 1, cooldown 2. He's not going to play for a ton of value normally. People remove him. He's not that dangerous. At most in like a 10 card round 3. If you go second, he'll do 9 damage. That's good, but it's not near the level, say, like Ankh-Crate Warcrier, where you get a point every turn. But the damage helps you set up stuff, and people will remove him. And then we have the Ankh-Crate Blacksmith. Not a warrior. Definitely helps out the warrior. So you play him first, and then you play a warrior the next turn if it lives, and you boost that by 2. So you say you have the Brockfar Hunter, you throw down the Blacksmith. Next turn you play this, and you boost it by 2. So it's a 6 hard to remove, and you've got the engine ticking for the rest of the round. Really nice. So yeah, that's the deck. I mentioned, I think, the changes here you could make. Champion's Charge is, we're just trying it out here. And then Herkja's situational, you can and you may or may not want to run here. I like her against Double Whisperer because they always play her in an empty row. And then you have the Jenga Fret. So these are the ones you could change. And then you could obviously shuffle the bronzes if you want. Like I said, add a second Raiders, add a Stunning Blow, that kind of stuff. But for now, this is what we're going to be using. And let's get into the games. Starting off here then, we have a probably hyper thin potentially mill, but it's tactical decision. So we'll see which one it is in a minute here. Now, most likely it's hyper thin. They are playing tactical advantage for their stratagem. That doesn't tell you too much. Usually Lamp Vision's the one they run, but yeah, usually hyper thin runs Lamp Vision. That way you can flip it or activate it, then put the Dead Man's Tongue on it right away if you want. But there's nothing wrong with tactical advantage. Looking at our hand here, it is pretty strong. Let's see here. We have, I suppose it could also be Clog or like a Kolgrim deck. That's possible too, but it's probably just hyper thin. You see the Sunset Wanderers moving. It means it's not going to be mill. That's nice. The Menno here is just going to play for Diplomacy. Okay. Kind of funny because that's not a great card for him to get, but I'm happy with it. So here we can throw out our Brockfar Hunter, hit something down. Whatever we hit, he's probably going to boost your tactical advantage. So we'll just hit the taller one. Maybe they'll dissuade him for doing it for a turn or two. There's a Dead Man's Tongue. He'll probably put it on the damage guy. If he has this and the tactical advantage, it'll be pretty hard for us to get a Bloodthirst set up, just because everything's going to be boosted. The Warcriers really are our strong cards here. Well, our round 1 engine carries, so, but without Bloodthirst, like, he covered the Bloodthirst here, and like I expected, he kind of put that on there. So the Warcriers won't be great here. Let's play our Herkja. This will potentially set up the damage, and if he's playing hyper thin like I think he is, he won't have much removal for this. So she'll start ticking, and then coated weapons, okay. Doesn't tell us much. It could still be a regular hyper thin deck. Could also be Clog, you never know here. So let's go, we don't have too many choices here. We really want stuff in our graveyard for War of Clans. So we don't have many options here. We could either throw down one of our guys, or we can throw down this Gutting Slash. I like Gutting Slash. If Herkja hits the Menno, we will then have our Bloodthirst set up, which we do not, but that's okay. Viper Witcher Adept here.
It's mocking me, I can tell.
It pulls out the guy. That's not bad. So it's looking more and more like a regular old hyper thin deck here. It's not too bad. Let's see. We don't have too many choices here. We could go for our Warcrier, although that's not super great. We could also pass. The thing is, if we're holding Morkvarg, which we are, the hyper thin round's a lot less scary, because if we go to round 3, we can Morkvarg their tall card, and then potentially Champions charge away the other boosted card. But we don't really want to get to that situation. And then you have the Eist and Blaze of Glory, right? But one of those, at least one of those things is probably going to bled out round 2. He hasn't played his Snowdrop. Snowdrop's really big. Let's just keep going here. There's a chance the Herkja hits, yeah, like that. There's a 50 or a chance she hits that. And also I want these in the discard pile / graveyard. We need the warriors there. Oh, so it's Clog. Okay. Let's see. So we need Blaze of Glory to answer the defender, and then we need Morkvarg to kill off the other guy. Let's put this here. Theoretically, we should have put this on the other side of Herkja, or on the far right, so Herkja's ability ticks first, and she does the damage, and then that could Bloodthirst something. We did that earlier, as you saw. But right here, I think Herkja's more important, so we're going to put these guys on the side, just in case he's running Assassination. Although he probably would have played it by now. Better be safe. Alright, we can't beat him anymore this round, but the round 2 we should be much better against, as long as we should be pretty fine round 2. We can just save Morkvarg and Blaze of Glory. Unlike versus Scoia'tael, you don't need last save for the Morkvarg to get crazy value here. He actually thinned all of his cards out of his hand. Yeah, 41 points ahead. We will definitely be passing here. But yeah, unlike Scoia'tael, he's going to play a couple boost cards. He's got the Zarthesius, he's got the Yennefer. Or, that's the regular Hyperthin I'm talking about right here. The Morkvarg versus regular Hyperthin, you have that. And then against him, which is probably Clog at this point, with the Viper Witchers, you have the Morkvarg can either kill the Defender, or you have the Morkvarg to kill a Kolgrim. As long as you... And the Defender gets up to 7 with 4 armor, so you can kill that with the Iced Yutta. We have to make sure we don't draw our Yutta. And then you can just kill it. The Morkvarg, or the Kolgrim with Morkvarg. I like Blacksmith. There's a chance we draw into Yada if we do anything here. We'll try it anyway. We don't need Yada in our deck. It's really good, but I think we're solid enough without, well, we can still risk it, because I really want my Herald. I want Herald or I want Blood Eagle, because we have access to Champion's Charge too, right? Let's see here. He's going to go for Courier. Just a little bit of setup. Is it going to be his or... Okay, it's going to be his. Interesting. We just throw it on Blacksmiths. Blacksmiths are getting a lot of value here over the course of this round. We have Vabjorn into Blood Eagle as well. Yeah, there's definitely an argument to be made to not redraw there, so you don't risk drawing into Yada. But even if we do risk drawing into Yada, I think we're fine, because we can set up damage to deal with the... We can set up damage to deal with the defender, so you don't need the full 12. And the other thing is here, he's not going to be playing damage cards. He's already played Coded Weapons. That's pretty much the only removal they tend to run. So, he's probably going to do another White Portrait here. But like I said, that's pretty much the only damage they tend to run. So, you're pretty safe to set up engines like this, and set up damage cards like Rockfire Hunters type of thing. So here we can either kill this, or we can just keep playing our cards here. We have a lot of points on these engines in the back row. The Blacksmiths, we'll just start doing this. Set up Bloodthirst. I want to set up Bloodthirst, and then we have the option to Vildkarl into the Champion's Charge, which is nice. Or not Vildkarl, Vabjorn. Looking pretty good here. There's going to be the Viper Witcher. Another one, he's just clogging us, but the thing is we have most of our good cards in our hand already. And Warcrier, don't mind that too much. Are there any warriors left in our discard pile? Actually, can we even play War of Clans? We can, I think we should, to make sure that he doesn't, yeah, well, it's good. It gives us an engine. It's a good card to play here. We're only going to have the Brockvar Hunter for round 3, and then we can boost here. Let's see, we can boost him. Yeah, let's just boost a couple cards here. Now these engines are pretty good to carry this round, and then next round we have Brockvar Hunter damage into the Svanrige. That'll be really strong. It'll be 11. We get plus 2 ticks on the Warcrier, the Hunter, and then we've got the... Okay, so I think it might be time to Eist here. We could place... Well, yeah, because we can't Svanrige set up yet. He didn't actually... Okay, so he's going to go for this approach where you boost something other than the defender. Sometimes they do that. But I think it's going to be weaker in this case. We'll go Vabjorn. We will go Blood Eagle. We can just kill this with Blood Eagle. And then we'll play out our... Do I want to kill something here? I want to damage something. I think we go for the Squirtle. We just go for the swing here. Because I think this will put us up. We want to damage this Courier down to set more Bloodthirst. Then we have boosts here. And then we have a couple points here. This should get... Yeah, this will get us ahead. This will get us up a card. And as long as we're up a card, we can kill the Kolgrim with Morkvarg. Then his left goes bad, and he can't renew. Well, he can renew one Kolgrim. But being up a card with Ice left will be fine. We could Ice by like Morkvarg better. His last card's most likely Letho here. So he can't take the round even if he plays it. So this gets us up a card round 3. And then we have access to the Iced Yada on the last card. On his renew of the Kolgrim, that is. We're up 11. Like I said here, I don't think we need the Yada this round. We had a lot of setup. If he did put Defender, then we would have had to go for the Yada. But like I said, we're fine there. Now here we have a bunch of cards he clogged us with, naturally. Let's go to the Blacksmiths. Jenga Fret's pretty good, honestly. We can lock the Kolgrim as well. That'll present some problems for him. Sometimes they renew... Well, not sometimes. Sometimes they renew the Defender if they didn't use Kolgrim already, but he did use his Kolgrim, so he's going to be renewing a Kolgrim with no protection, and we just have Iced. Potentially, though, our deck gets above 12. Okay, so we can't kill the guy anymore, but we can lock him. And I think we just Blood Eagle in our deck here. Or we can play Jenga Fret. Let's play Jenga Fret. I don't think we're going to get the option for him to lock with the Bloodthirst. We could Blood Eagle here, but I think actually Blood Eagling for a Uncrate Raiders would have been a slightly better move here. Let's take a look. Oh, no, that's right, because I wanted Herald. We want Herald. That's why. Obviously, we're not guaranteed to get Herald, but I'd like to get him. I think we're fine. So it doesn't really matter. You can't Kolgrim yet. Fair cart. Like I said, you can't Kolgrim yet, so we're still okay. There's the... Dude, what are you doing? This is like the most suicidal Kolgrim I've ever seen. I guess I don't have to worry about anything anymore.
Declare my name and restore my freedom. I will serve.
Let's see how fast this guy quits. And then where's my Herald? I kind of let this guy quit immediately, but he's still in here for some reason. I don't... Yeah. GG. That was a turn early for the renew. Okay. That was interesting.
Ho ho, I sense trouble.
Kind of ended a little bit anticlimactically, but let's get into this next game here. Imprisonment. Probably Assimilate. But let's take a look at what we have. Hand looks decent. I like the Warcriers, Hunter, and Blacksmith, especially Blacksmith's good round 1. Raiders isn't great, but you can bring it back. I like putting back the War of Clans, just because if you get down to a long round... Ooh, didn't really want you out of there. That's okay. If you get down to a long round, it's being able to play every card in your hand is kind of valuable. If we just go to a long round here against Assimilate, where we can't play our last card because it doesn't do anything, that's not ideal. Just going straight for Cantarella. Oh, that's kind of annoying. Lost our Skjordal. That's not... It's not a huge swing, but it's kind of annoying to not have him later. And he did damage on our Blacksmith, so we'll probably die to a Coat of Weapons or something. Let's just boost up this Hunter. People tend to think Hunter is a bigger threat than Blacksmith. It does set up the Bloodthirst. It has damage, but the Blacksmith's actually worth much more. There's the Cantarella. Again. Alright, you can have a Blacksmith. That's not that bad. We could throw it on Herkja, but I like the Warcrier is going to start going. Let's play the Warcrier here. Put him next to Cantarella. Give him a 1 boost here so he's out of assassination range after this boost. He did use one of his leader charges to lock our Brockfar Hunter there. Tells me he really wants to win this round. Gwent. Is this going to be the... Wait, this is going to have to be the swap. What are you going to try and steal from me? Mr. Assimilate? What do you want? Duchess Informants. What I get, you get a War of Clans. That's kind of funny, because I don't think you can even play that card. You need to make a warrior first. Let's throw it on Herkja. Booster by 1. If we put her in between the units here, in the middle of our melee row, we wouldn't have had to boost her, but we're going to boost something anyway, and I'd rather boost her than the warrior, because the Warcrier is going to get bigger on his own. There's a Blightmaker. Let's see what he does here. Maybe he'll zap our armor. Nope, that's fine too. We have this. And that'll do a fair bit of damage. Quite a bit of Bloodthirst set up here. And if we win the round after he's used one of his leader charges, I'm quite happy. When I was talking about the placement of Herkja, we neglected the fact that we didn't actually have Bloodthirst anymore, so we lost 1 point there. Should point that out. We lost 1 point by not putting her left of our Warcrier. Yeah. It's more concerned about her living and thinking about the assassination than realizing that he had buffed the Skjordal with the Blacksmith. Whatever. Sometimes when I'm talking through these things, we overlook a little bit like that. It's just 1 point here. There's Brothans. See what he goes for. Probably a Informer. He's going to want a warrior for the War of Clans he took, and he did take one there. He's getting quite a few strong cards here. Not going to lie. We do have Blood Eagle, though. We have Blood Eagle and we have Totem. I like Blood Eagle, or I like Totem better to keep because it gives us access to a proactive play if we win round 1, whereas Blood Eagle doesn't. The Svanrige would be really good here. Let's see what else we could do. We could play any of our warriors. I think Svanrige is really the one we want, though. You want to play him while you have this set up. So let's play him here. Kind of running out of time here. Let's play this quickly. Blightmaker takes some damage. Where is he? Why don't we go for Vabuorn? Actually, I like Vabuorn here. Let's do this. And then we will go for this Gutting Slash. And then we'll kill this Brathens. That's probably... Yeah, that's what I want to go for. Okay, Svanrige we had this set up for. But removing Brathens removes one of his engines. I think with the Assimilate value here he's going to have, he could... I think that's more valuable. We play for 8 instead of 11, but we remove his engine. And we still have Svanrige for later on. Whereas I don't think the Gutting Slash would be particularly useful. His engines are going to be 5 instead of 4, so the Gutting Slash doesn't really kill them. Let's keep that and have Svanrige for later. I realized we were up a bit more than I thought at first. We didn't really need to play the one guy. Okay, so here we'll put back Yutta, obviously, and this Informant. Ooh, Morkvarg's a good draw. If he has Joachim, it's especially good. Do we push here or not? I think we do. Pretty sure our short round's better than his. A lot of his stuff's going to have Assimilate value, so we want to kind of deal with it right away. Okay, so he's going to lock one of our guys. That's fine. He has no leader charge left. What's Roderick going to give him? He still has Coup. Roderick into this guy, probably Blightmaker?
What is truth if not an
No.
illusion?
I was thinking Blightmaker if it wasn't a disloyal unit. So Morkvarg here plays for 9? Or 8, yeah, 9 damage, I think. I think this guy's at 2. We'll set up the Raiders. If he do so with Assimilate, Morkvarg just does more and more damage. Let's see, we have Blood Eagle, we have Morkvarg, we have Champion's Charge. I want to set the Champion's Charge. There's Blightmaker. These guys are quite nice for him to play, just because it gives us stuff to damage for the Champion's Charge. So for example, we can go for the War of Clans here, damage something, use the Raiders, damage something, bring back the Brockvar Hunter, damage something. Or here we can go like this, kill this, and we can pull out our Eist. We can play Eist here. What we're trying to do is a big round push here, and we'll go for our Yutta. The thing is, he's probably still has Joachim, so there's probably still targets for our Morkvarg even to do this. And that should really force out a lot from him. We can damage down this guy too while we're here. He has no leader charges left, so Ice still represents some threat, and I think he will be in a lot of trouble. There's Mage Torture. Like I said, he's going to rely a lot on Assimilate here to win this round. I don't think Ice is actually good for him, by the way. Like, at all. So let's damage here. We damage 2 here, and then we play Warcrier. Warcrier is worth more than our Hunter. The Bloodthirst, the Champion's Charge here. We will have a bit of issue with the... We don't have an issue with the condition here, because we just hit whatever it is with Morkvarg next turn. Most likely... Oh, there's Dead Man's Tongue. Perfect. We won't actually have the setup for Champion's Charge here, but I don't think we need it. There's an argument to be made for Brockvar Hunter over Warcrier, and then to not play Eist. But I wanted to play Eist here. Let's go for the Hunter. Just because Eist represents so much of a value swing, we're going for round 2 push. I'm excited for that on the spot. But sometimes that's how it is. We're up by 30 points. Champion's Charge here, probably not going to be amazing. But we can kill off the engine with it. Yeah, I don't even know if he wins if we just hold on to Champion's Charge. He's down 23. I think we just hold Champion's Charge. We might just pass. Now let's just play it. That's like a sketchy thing to hold on to it for. But he needs 29, 30 points here. There's no way he has it. There's just no way. Coup comes in here. Yeah, take whatever you want, but you've got no engines going, so that's not going to help too much. Let's see what he gets. Maybe. No, I don't think he does. There's Artois. Maybe if he makes... Maybe if Artois gives us a bleeding on Yutta and then he has Vincent. Okay, really though. Ice doesn't do anything for you, man. Like, at all. It's just a 3-point card. I'm not sure why you picked that. Odd. Invocation. Yeah, okay, sure. GG. Take that one. Let's see what the last game here will be. Ooh, double cross. A lot of Nilfgaard today. Not sure why there's so much Nilfgaard. Kind of wanted to show off the Herkja and stuff against Skellege. But it is what it is. We have these games here. I'll briefly mention here that the other thing versus Skellege that's quite nice is you have War of Clans, the Brockvar Hunter does 3 damage. You can also kill off the Dolbafana Whisperer that way, and you have plenty of damage to kill off their stuff with. And then you win Last Say. You can spend Ice Blaze of Glory to get Last Say. It's not too bad. You don't really do that unless they open with their Feign Death. If they open with Feign Death, you can use Ice round 1, and then you have Last Say Morkvarg on Herald Gorge. Pretty good. We're getting milled here. That's annoying. Stregobor with Crystal Skull. Guess he got his ideal opener. He drew into the Stregobor and he went first like he wants to. So mill. This will be awkward. Let's just open Blacksmith. If it's a mill, he probably doesn't have any removal. So let's just rely on these Bronze Engines. Mata. Oh, here we go. Here's the mill. He drew his ideal hand and went first. Watch him like mill one of our good cards. Nice. We lost Eist. He emoted on us too. Why, thank you. You're welcome that you're really skilled here. And you know what? You're playing mill, so your deck's probably still not good enough to win. But it'll be harder now, because he went up a card. And milled our best card. But you know what? Since his mill, pretty sure we still beat him. Because mill's just not very good a lot of the time. I hit on mill all the time, don't I? I don't hate the players, I just think the deck's not very good. I just don't get why people play it so much. Maybe I don't play card decks that rely on one card, but I don't see it. I really just don't see why it's good. Let's put our Brockvar Hunter here. Guess we start damaging things. Bloodthirst set up here. Remember, we are down a card now, thanks to his mill. There's Warrior All-Seeing. Yeah. We're not going to lose our Blood Eagle. We're just going to play with Babjorn here. And we can actually go into the Svanrige here. He's now at 7. We can damage the All-Seeing here and play Svanrige. We could also damage the kill the Death Blow, but I want to do Svanrige. And there he is. Set up the Bloodthirst 3 with that, and then there's +5. Okay, man. Let's see what you're going to do with your upper card milling our Eist. Cantarella, yeah, what else would it be? We knew that was coming, so we played our Blood Eagle. They can have a Blacksmith, that's not too bad. We have to win this round no matter what. We can just do Champion's Charge at some point here for more damage. We can also play Jenga Fret. We can also just kill this thing first. We're up quite a bit. He's not going to be able to win this round. He milled our Eist, and he milled a card from our hand, so he went up a card, and he still can't win the round. Cantarella, sure. Take one of our bronzes that's left. Yeah, there's a Gunning Slash. We'll lose a Hunter probably here. That's not too bad. We're still up 10. Champion's Charge might be the play. The other play would be the Totem. I want that for round 3, I think. Let's just go Morkvarg. Morkvarg's not going to get any value other than this. To be real. He's not going to play any boost cards. This is the only target in his deck for our Morkvarg. Okay, Kingslayer. We're getting to the realm of almost wanting to Hero Pass here, but we're obviously not going to. It's just... let's see, Champion's Charge, still not great here. Just damage everything. We throw down Jenga Fret here. He's not going to have anything else I want to lock the rest of this game, so we'll just use him up here. 25 is a lot for him to overcome here. And then we're getting a point every turn on a Warcrier. Potentially has ATOL removal. Sometimes they do, but usually they don't. Usually just and then he's playing Stregobor Mata, so there's pretty much no way he has it. I think he's best provisions there. Yeah, okay, we're going to win this round, and then we're going to win maybe the next round. Like I said, he's mill, so we won't even though he didn't mill our best card and went up a card round 1. If you guys want to explain to me in the comments why mill's, like, why people think mill's good, I just don't see it. Like, the only time I ever lost the mill is when I DC'd from losing internet. I think it happened twice now, though, not just once. But still, like, I really just don't get it. Honestly, I just don't get it. Why is it good? Maybe I just play decks that are flexible, and that's it, but... Even you're playing Melusi, I played like Melusi, and they mill my Melusi and my Gedeniath, and still fine.
You will not regret this, good sir.
Okay, we're just gonna kill this so he can't play the teleport on it in case he's playing teleport. Let's see, do we have Blood Eagle now? How many warriors? We want to play Eist soon, because we need stuff in our deck. So let's just... guess we'll damage here. More Bloodthirst, play Hunter. Hunter can kill off the guy on the right here. If he's playing teleport, now he can't. And we'll just activate these. What do we want him to see with Double Cross? I don't think he has a warrior. So I think we play the...
That is all I need.
what's his name? Skeordle here. And then his... Or we can pull out of our deck. We want to do that soon while we still have Yoda. We have Yoda and Gerd, so it's not too bad, actually. We've already used our Ice. Well, we'll not used our Ice. We've lost our Ice, so it doesn't really matter. We could go for several options here. I do want to play Blood Eagle before our deck's empty, and then we want to Blaze of Glory before our deck's empty as well. So maybe we go for that here. It's potential. We also have the Squirtle here. Let's Blaze of Glory. Send Yutta. He's not gonna have anything taller than Yutta. Let's just kill off this. And then we'll play this card here. We want to get our stuff out of our deck. Warcry is probably worth more. It's worth more after 2 turns, so it is worth more here. Coup. Sure, you can have a Brockvar Hunter for all I care. We'll kill it with the Squirtle here. Champion's Charge we can do next turn on the guy. Champion's Charge we can do next turn. He won't get the 1 point off the Hunter yet. Remedy, sure. I think here we're actually going to be pretty close, just because we lost our Eist. We could actually lose our first real game to Mill here. Be very sad. Okay. Charge is 5, and Herald is also 5, so this is pretty good. We want him to not have good cards in hand for this double cross. Still, though, it's getting pretty close. I think we Herald here. Hunter, we hit back down this Warcrier. Nah, let's not hit him down. Let's hit this. I really want to get the Bloodthirst set for Champion's Charge. We're not going to. Probably should have hit the guy in the front for Champion's Charge this turn. Vilgefortz, what do we get here? Okay, good thing here. That's really nice. We have the Champion's Charge here. I forgot. I didn't forget. But I knew he had something with Stregobor. Just didn't think he'd play it yet. So we had that Bloodthirst set up. Honestly, just a little confused. That gives us Gerd, so that's not bad. And what's this going to be? The Golem? Barely win this one. It's a good thing we left so many units in our deck. It's intentional. And yeah, still beat him, even with all that. Could have played a little cleaner, but we won. Alright, so what do I think about the deck? What would I change? A couple things here. Champion's Charge, I mentioned we were trying out. Now, we recorded those 3 games there. Usually I record these summary parts like this after playing a lot of games with deck. So I played those 3 for the video. After that, it's been a couple days playing the deck. Just make sure we have a good understanding and grasp of it. And after all that, I think we played like 30 games now with this. Really, Champion's Charge is actually pretty good. The Bloodthirst setup isn't too bad. The only time it's not valuable is against no unit decks. But then again, no damage card is really valuable against no unit decks. But we've actually managed to get a lot of Bloodthirst setup. It's not too hard, especially with Gerd. Gerd sets it up really nicely, and then you have the Champion's Charge. I've also been able to like just kill something. Elven Seers you can kill with this. Not too bad. The deck actually does quite well versus the Scoia'tael. There's several reasons for that. One, you have the damage in the Gutting Slashes, the Warflan's Spear Maiden, the what's his name, Squirtle, and then again you also have the Blood Eagle into something. Keep in mind, Blood Eagle into the On-Crate Raiders with Bloodthirst 3 also has 4 damage, so there's another 4 damage there. You have plenty of answers to most of their engines. And then you're very capable of winning round 1, getting Last Say, and then Morkvarging down their Gord. So it does quite well in that matchup. Overall, it's been pretty good though, because that's mostly what it is. Mostly there's Nilfgaard and then Scoia'tael. So it does pretty well against both of those. Looking at the deck cards in particular here, I do like the Champion's Charge. The alternative really is you got 20 provisions here, right? You have Jenga, Herkja, and the Champion's Charge to play with. Normally you'd play the Tryggvi. Tryggvi I found though, the thing with Tryggvi is there's a lot of Scoia'tael, and they play Dryad's Caress most of the time. So they have Purify. So it's not great versus them. It's also not great because there's not a lot of tall base power units right now. So I think for now we'll take him out. I like the Charge better. And then we've got the Herkja. Herkja's pretty good. She's been doing alright. The thing is, she really is strong versus Scoia'tael. You can just put her down and then use her 3 damage to kill the Double Tonic Whisper. Obviously you're not getting her engine value, but that's pretty good in and of itself, right? Killing a Whisper is nice. Jangafret's the one who's been performing the least here. Don't really think we need him. I think we'll swap him out here. So I think what we'll want to do is take out Jangafret. And then probably the... I guess we'll take out this remaining. She's good, but here's what we'll do. We'll put in at 5 the Stunning Blow, and we'll put in at 5 the Drummond Berserker. I think we want to run... Or not the Berserker. What am I talking about? The second Raiders. I think I like this better. She's good, but I think Jangafret we deserve to upgrade here. The lock's nice, but there's people play Purify, and the Bloodthirst one's kind of annoying setup. There's not... The only things you really want to lock that I've run up against are maybe a Kolgrim or 2, but you have answers to Kolgrim outside of that because you got Morkvarg and stuff. So, and Champion's Charge as well with the Bloodthirst setup. So the other thing you really want to be doing with the Spear Maiden, we're talking about Spear Maiden here, is I think we just upgrade her here. She's a good option for the War of Clans, but you don't really need her for it. War of Clans is good enough without it. And then you can also War of Clans into, these guys are good. The 4 damage cutoff for War of Clans is only really, it's not really that important. The thing with it is you can kill a 4-point NG, but there's really not that many outside of Scoia'tael. So, and then versus Scoia'tael you have damage otherwise. We throw in this one Stunning Blow here. Gutting Slash is actually kind of better than Stunning Blow in a lot of ways, but Stunning Blow is really solid as an answer to the, what's it called? The Dunka people like to throw down because you can't Gutting Slash her right away. Throw in an opening card that's a 5, you can't kill it with Gutting Slash or like having the 1 Stunning Blow, I think. And that's an extra way to kill an engine. I think I like this, but there's certainly to be something to be said for the previous version. And as always, you can change around whatever you want here. You can still take out the Champion's Charge and the Herkja. You could put in the 10 and a 4. So 10 and a 4, it's just going to be your Tryggvi here, and then probably Spear Maiden back in is a good option. So you could do something that could look like you put in him, you take out Champion's Charge, take out Herkja, and then you put in the Spear Maiden. Wherever she is. Kind of went by her real quick. There she is. So something like this would be good. You could also keep the... we had before. So keep the 1 Raiders, and then you go back for the Jangafret, and then the second Spear Maiden. This is good too. These are all good options. It's just like a matter of preference, what you like. I like the Champion's Charge. It's actually pretty fun to try out. And the Gird's kind of important for it though, against things that boost a lot, so you can make something damage and then kill it. That's important to keep in mind. He's really strong. You want to have him with it if you're playing a boost heavy deck. But I think that'll do it for this one. Hopefully you guys enjoyed, and we'll see you next time.